Reddit Stories, AITA. Posted by u/llama67. AITA for not reading my friend's essay about everything wrong with me. Recently a friend, 32/F, of 9 years who I, 27/F, considered one of my good friends texted me completely out of the blue saying that she didn't want to come to my wedding or be my friend anymore. Some backstory: I knew the friendship was fading but had just assumed we would slowly go our separate ways. Over the past few years I have often gone to her house to comfort her about everything that went wrong in her life, including things she really had a choice in changing. E.g., she didn't counter-offer enough at her job before signing the contract, her new boyfriend snores and then she yells at him, her new scooter's battery is too heavy to get to her great new job, etc. In contrast, in the past few years my two parents have had 3 cancer diagnoses between them, and my sister died, and any time I tried to talk to her about this, she just changed the subject. Anyway, this all happened 3 days after coming to my apartment, laughing, chatting, and exchanging gifts and books. When she was at my house, the only moment that seemed to upset her is when I asked her if she wanted to help organize my bachelorette party. She said she felt she wouldn't do a good job. I said I didn't really care and wasn't sure if I wanted one anyway, and it'll just be drinks and a movie at my place, if that. She was a bit cagey about it but at no point said no. Perhaps I could have picked up on this, but also I think if you don't want to do something just tell me. So a few days later I get this long text saying she didn't want to be my friend anymore or come to my wedding. I was obviously upset because any rejection feels like garbage, and I tried to call her to discuss it but she wouldn't pick up. She said we should take time to let it sink in. I was still upset but just decided to give her some time. After a day or two I realized that anyone who would act like she did with no explanation wasn't someone I wanted to be friends with anyway. 5 days later, she messages to say she has written an essay on all her issues with me that I won't like. Also that it is too big to send by WhatsApp, frequently used in Europe for texting, so she will email it to me. This was accompanied by a lot of smiley emojis and friendly exclamation marks. I told her not to send the essay because I wouldn't read it as I no longer wanted anything to do with her, and I blocked her on WhatsApp. She then sent me green texts telling me I wouldn't grow if I didn't read this essay and that I was selfish. I then blocked her on everything. I'm sure I wasn't fully in the right, but the way she dealt with this whole situation seems completely wild to me. AITA for not reading her letter? TLDR, my friend of 9 years texted me out of the blue saying she didn't want to be my friend anymore. Days later she said she had written an essay that I wouldn't like about all her issues with me. I said I wouldn't read it and she yelled at me saying I won't grow as a person. AITA. Doesn't look like updated the post. So let's read some comments. Reading these comments are something else. Nightoff Forests Wild said, if I read such a thing I would print it out and give it back to her with all the spelling and grammar errors marked in red pen with a grade on top. Part of having an English major and not having a tolerance for fools. AliveWall 9274 said, sounds like a narcissist. Definitely don't read the essay about you, it's probably a guilt trip and really comes across as poor me blah 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 for 20 pages. Zealous Ideal Lemon 12 said, as someone who has been in this exact position with a friend, don't read it. If the content is really that important, you can have someone else read it to make sure something weird or legal isn't buried in it. Little chance, but depends on how out there this person is. Ignore the email. Block her across the board and either delete the email or send it to a folder in the event she goes off the handle to other friends and you need proof. It's not worth your time, energy, or heart to deal with someone this petty. It's better she pulled this before your wedding and you end up forced to look at pictures with her in it for eternity. Congrats on your upcoming nuptials. Focus on how wonderful that will be and screw this person and their crap attitude. Also sorry, this is my first time commenting so I hope this made sense. Nerd Queen 69 said. But how will op grow as a person if they don't fit my specific mold I've given them? This person has some serious audacity to do this. They assume their way of living is the only correct one, and anyone who does things differently have things wrong with them apparently. Stealth Phoenix 88 said. Yeah, you're NTA. Your friend has ended this and now seems to be telling you you're the problem? I wouldn't want to hear it either, so you're completely correct to ask for it not to be sent. People like that seem to believe they are better than everyone else and are never to blame for anything. In my experience, they usually are the main cause of most issues and actually have a very warped sense of self and the world around them. Electrical Date 3951 said. Agreed. This woman isn't owed the opportunity to belittle op to indulge her own insecurities. Op sounds like she is happy. She has found a life partner who seemingly brings her joy. She is getting married. The attention is on her, and it sounds like her friend just wants to knock her down a peg by attempting to chip away at her happiness. It must kill op's ex-friend that she isn't the center of attention and op won't allow her to insult her with her sad little letter. Lastly, you can send document attachments in WhatsApp, so this lady clearly thought that op would hang on her every word and she could create some sense of dread within op by prolonging this whole petty BS.